like it when there are dinosaurs in it, and I like it less when there are not dinosaurs in it. It feels like there are enough parts when there are dinosaurs this time versus parts when there aren't dinosaurs this time. So even though it takes itself too seriously, like every other Jurassic Park, I liked it well enough. 6 out of 10. Yeah. What, do I gotta say something else? Yeah, we're trying a new look. What? Summer. Yeah, alright, I'm told I can't actually keep doing that even if I want the channel to stay properly monetizable, so I will keep going. But gang, I don't really know how much else you want me to drop in about any given Jurassic World review at this point. This is the Spielberg franchise that reaffirmed once and for all that even Steven Spielberg has trouble following up Steven Spielberg movies, and the whole arc of this new trilogy got sidetracked by the pandemic and then the original new director getting pulled away ultimately to not make a Star Wars. And the results are kind of what you already knew they were gonna be. The fact is, even the original Jurassic Park was kind of thin on material in the first place. Great fucking movie, absolutely, don't get me wrong. But it was also totally a testament to how much you can wring out of a strong cast, great set-piece direction, and a killer score when narratively you're working from a smartly, to be sure, pared-down version of what was already past his prime Michael Crichton going through the Westworld motions again, but this time for biotech paranoia that the movie could only be bothered to present as mildly disappointed skepticism, because the square that this franchise has never managed to circle is that its underlying theme requires a logical pretext of cloning dinosaurs bad, where the on-screen presentation can't help but ever make the case for cloning dinosaurs friggin' awesome. At a certain point, most monster movies just learn to live with or enthusiastically embrace the fact that the monsters become the heroes, whether you want them to or not, but Jurassic Park has seemed to continuously be worried that if the brand steps outside the established things go bad at a dinosaur zoo because capitalism doesn't know how to science framework, it's gonna lose its sense of self somehow, so we've got a lot of jogging in place even before the self-referential overstuffed plus-size reboot of Jurassic Park about overstuffed plus-size reboot of Jurassic Park fourth installment Jurassic World, and then Fallen Kingdom finally saying fuck it, we're gonna blow up the island and now the movies have to take place somewhere else. And so now we've got Dominion, which starts out feeling like it wants to be the end in the most extreme possible sense, since returning Helmer Collins' subtlety Trevorrow drops a literal plague of locusts in as a plot driver, but ultimately it's more about just bringing closure to the human stories from prior films, since Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are onto other things, and getting the original trilogy actors back in for a meetup and send-off as well, because every nostalgically beloved boomer actor from a movie millennials loved on VHS back in the day found out how well this went for the old people who came back for the Star Wars and Spider-Man cameos and said, well, fuck it, I'd like a new wing on my house too. I mean, shit, if Michael Keaton can be Batman again, Laura Dern sure as shit can show up and look slowly up into a crane shot a few more times. As a result, the film ends up feeling just a little bit more Rise of Skywalker than the studio probably would have preferred anyone describe it as under the circumstances, playing out with one of those needlessly overcomplicated scripts where half the runtime is spent on explanations of why characters are just around to run into one another, because apparently only one series of movies is allowed to just knock that kind of setup out in Act 1 by having a cool guy show up and go, oh hey, there's a thing going on, get everyone from the previous movies together right straight here so we can do the thing. But yeah, so our convoluted setup to get it going this time, it feels a lot like it was supposed to be the two longer movies squished together or one shorter movie that had to get stretched out when Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum agreed to come back, is that the world has tried to handle the global dinosaur outbreak from the end of the last movie by letting a mad science company run it because, hey, 6 times the charm, I guess, but also the mad science company this time used dinosaur research to make dinosaur locusts to control the global food supply because, sure, slightly larger bugs is a great antagonist for the finale of your dinosaur movie. I mean, I guess it could be in like the grim irony sense, but like, you know, a thing I've noticed with Trevorrow's movies is they all feel like Paul Verhoeven absurdist genre satires like RoboCop or Starship Troopers, but if they didn't have coherent points to make. Anyway, the locust conspiracy is being investigated by Sam Neill and Laura Dern from the old movies, but it also involves the kidnapping of Blue the Raptor's baby and the cloned human girl from the last movie, in case you forgot that plot point existed. Really, there's no reason why all of this couldn't all just be shoved together. Like, they at one point find out that Jeff Goldblum is there just because the bad guys have had Ian Malcolm just hanging around as a celebrity, like they're collecting old Jurassic Jurassic Park stuff, and that's almost a good ironic joke, but that also could have been the reason for the other old Jurassic Park people to be around, and that would have been like clever, and it would have shaved a whole hour out of the movie without having to do the stupid locust thing. Oh, and also BD Wong is also there, and the evil CEO in charge of things this time is Dodgson from the first movies again, but now he's aged into a bad parody of Tim Cook because they started making this before Elon went nuts and presumably became the new evil rich guy that villains like this will be weak spoofs of for a while. So like an interesting thing in a couple of months is that this will be the last movie preserved in amber where all the big tech bad guys had to be parodies of Apple instead of parodies of Tesla. You know, anyway, the best parts of this are the middle where the dinosaurs are being incorporated into car chases and underground black market shootouts and fights and motorcycle stunts and Mission Impossible shit because it's crazy and weird and not like anything they've done in the other 5 fucking movies. And then it gets less interesting when the things move to the bad guy facilities where they're doing just regular Jurassic Park stuff again. But, you know, it's cool because there's new dinosaurs and a sequence in a cave that's pretty fun. And even though the movie doesn't pretend like it can contrive a rational reason for a big 3-way monster fight that caps up the finale, I mean, it's a 3-way dinosaur fight. Does it really need to? Like I said, I wish this was better, but it's far from terrible. I like when there were dinosaurs. 6 out of 10, like I said. You know, how good does this need to be? Not that good, as it turns out.